Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to inspire a world where food makes us better. Happy Monday, everyone! Guys, it's new day, new week, new beginnings. It's time to set new goals and think about our aspirations, our dreams, where we want to move forward. And then think about all the steps, action steps, all the tasks, all the experiments that we can do, run, make to test things out in real life. For me, it's like a game, you have this goal and you have all these different tools that you can try and experiments to run and figure out how to actually make it happen. It's kind of exciting. That's how we manifest. That's how we create things. We think about them. We have ideas and goals, and then we try and do things and change lives, change the world. Isn't that exciting? At least one thing to be really excited about on Monday morning, right? How was your weekend, guys? This past weekend, in London, I explored this little area called Little Venice. Well, it's actually not that little. And, I didn't know that London had that much water with all these canals, like Regent's Canal. And you go through Regent's Park and in Camden Town, that is kind of like culturally diverse and rich area of London. Little Venice, it's not exactly Venice, but there are a lot of different boats, and it's really beautiful, and really cute. So I really loved walking there, and it was sunny, so I had an amazing Sunday. And also I wrote my blog. By the way, guys, there's going to be a link to my new blog that I also finished yesterday. The blog is about traditional way of French eating that we talked throughout the last week. And in this blog, you're gonna see and read about the most important rules of traditional way, the way French eat, that allowed them for so many centuries and generations to be healthy and beautiful and lean, and also enjoy their food to the fullest. If you didn't know that, French cuisine is by UNESCO is considered to be a world intangible heritage. So that's how special it is. So read about that and read about the rules that are ingrained in traditional way of eating French that allow French people to enjoy their food a lot, to enjoy their croissants sometimes, and still eat the healthiest way and stay lean, stay obesity free. And so it's been a fascinating reading for me to discover all of this, but also I learned a lot, and I'm gonna practice even more now these rules that I also somehow discovered myself while doing all the nutrition and health research. That's just one thing I've been doing over the weekend. And then also there are a couple of other things that I wanted to chat with you about, guys, that I thought about on Saturday and Sunday when we didn't have a chance to talk. So I made this video, I believe on Saturday, and it was about fruit. And a lot of people ask me when they see my post with fruit bowls that I eat every day, isn't that too much fruit? Like, isn't too much fruit and natural sugar bad for you? And guys, I always want you to think about any nutrition concept or theory or about any diet or food, not in isolation, or about any nutrient like carbohydrate. Think about it not in isolation, but in a context of your whole lifestyle and your whole dietary pattern. I eat a bowl of fruit, but the rest of the day is pretty much keto. I eat all the vegetables I eat are things like green peas or peas, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. I eat something like beans or sweet potatoes with more carbohydrates only on my vegan days. And so during my day, I get about 90 grams of carbohydrates without the fiber total. And I only eat fruit after my workouts. And I'm really active. I'm really lean. I'm metabolically healthy. And so all of that, my whole lifestyle, the rest of my diet, it's okay for me to eat that much fruit. But is it okay to eat for you a whole plate bowl of fruit with bananas and persimmons in it, or a lot of berries or kiwis or pears or pineapples or what else? Apples. I'm not sure. It depends on your overall diet. Like, what do you eat the rest of the day, the rest of the week? How active you are? How metabolically healthy you are? How's your blood sugar or insulin? How lean you are? What kind of diet health history do you have? Were you obese or overweight often or for a long time, or were you always lean and super active? Like, how's your overall health, overall diet, other sugars that you might be eating throughout your day? It all matters, guys. It's not just, is this bowl of fruit too much or not too much? Depends for whom. Like who you are, what kind of health you have, how active you are, how old or young you are, right? It all depends. And then also I made a few posts about this new shirataki or low carb or keto pasta noodles dish. So on Saturday I made this shirataki almost 0 calories, 0 carb, 0 fat, 0 protein, basically almost all fiber made into noodles. They're quite delicious, especially if you make them with good sauce, good fish, or by themselves not so much, but any noodles by themselves don't really taste like anything. So on Saturday I cooked this pasta with mackerel and cauliflower and curry spices and some spinach, red onions, so it was delicious. And then yesterday I had it with a lot of eggs, coconut oil, and Italian herbs, and also some spinach. And a lot of green beans and green peas. So it was a lot of vegetables, and that pasta, low carb, low calorie, low everything but fiber. So I ate that, and I made a post about like, what's your favorite made keto meal? Meaning, what's usually not keto, like pasta dish, but now you can have it keto because there are these amazing food companies that make these noodles that have no calories, no fat, no proteins, no nothing. And I made a post with the point that a lot of people either go keto 100% and they think that they need to be 100% on it, being in ketosis all the time, or there are people who eat their carbs like myself, or there are people who eat carbohydrates and they eat them without any restrictions, any considerations to their health and their lifestyle. They eat sugar, they eat traditional pizza, traditional bread, traditional cookies, when you could have some more carbs and not stay in ketosis all the time, eating, for example, some fruit or maybe sweet potatoes. And then for dinner, you can go keto. You'll still benefit a lot from eating that 0 carb, 0 calorie pasta. You'll still benefit from it, eating that instead of traditional pasta. Or it's still better for you to eat a keto cookie without, all these added sugars with good whole food ingredients. It's still better to eat that cookie compared to like Oreo, regular Oreo full of sugar. It's still better. Like, you don't have to be 100%. My diet now, probably I can call it keto for dinner. So my lunch/breakfast that I usually have after about hours of intermittent fasting. So my breakfast, lunch, dinner is usually carb full, and fat poor. But then my dinners are keto, and then I fast for a long time, and I'm in ketosis by the end of my fast. And then I might fast even more during the week for like whole day or 36 hours to get even more in ketosis. There's never been a study that staying in ketosis or being on a ketogenic diet 100% of the time is in any way beneficial for your health. Like being in ketosis and eating less carbs at some times during some days or weeks might be beneficial, but being there all the time, 100% for a healthy person, metabolically healthy person, or even for metabolically unhealthy person. Like who said that keto diet is perfect diet 100% for people who aren't healthy metabolically? Like there are no studies saying that it's good for everyone. So why all of a sudden everyone is trying to be keto even though it does not work for many people? That's kind of a mystery for me. And flexible keto, guys, also is a thing. Again, you don't have to be 100% keto or in ketosis all the time. It's not even, no studies show that it's beneficial for a human being to be in that state all the time. Sometimes, probably yes. All of the time, most probably not. And then, so you can on some days eat more carbohydrates, and then on some days you might be keto and you can eat your carbohydrates maybe for lunch and no carbohydrates or close to zero for your dinner, like keto for dinner. Why not? And then also, even if you are not keto at all at any point, you'll still benefit a lot from not eating that much traditional pasta, but eating keto pasta, or not that much pizza, or eating cauliflower crust pizza, or not eating cookies full of sugar, but eating keto cookies that aren't full of sugar. You'll still benefit from it. Or eating milk chocolate with stevia. There are great brands that make amazing stevia sweetened chocolate where you don't taste stevia. And people who say they taste it, they only taste it when you tell them that there is stevia. When you don't tell people that there is stevia, they taste no difference. Reminded me of an episode with my father that happened probably like 6 months ago. He always, he sees me cooking this low carb pasta, and he's like, well, it's not real food, it doesn't taste real, it doesn't have real food texture. And one day I decided to run an experiment. And I cooked this pasta with my father's favorite bolognese sauce and meat and everything. And I told him that it was regular pasta. And so he ate it. And then he thanked me for finally cooking something real. He said it was delicious. And then he went out to run some errands instead of his usual after pasta nap. And so he didn't notice any difference. Whereas when I served him the same exact pasta, but I told him that it was 0 calorie, 0 carb pasta, he said that it was much different. And the point being, a lot of those thoughts about keto foods not really being the real deal, they are in your head. And you wouldn't even know the difference if nobody told you that it was keto or it was traditional sugar-free. So those just a few things that I've been thinking over the past few days. So fruit, when it's too much, depends who you are, how old or young you are, how healthy you are, how active you are, what kind of diet and lifestyle you have overall, not individual ingredients of foods or macronutrients. Overall, like big picture. Think big picture, guys. Keto. You don't have to go keto 100% to benefit from keto foods or eat keto foods instead of traditional sugar-loaded cookies or traditional carb coma pasta and pizzas. No, you can just eat those keto foods to stay healthier without having to be on a keto diet or in ketosis. And then you don't have to be in ketosis all the time. You can be in keto Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and vegan with a lot of carbs on Tuesday and Thursday. And on the weekends, go for keto dinners and carb-rich or fruit-rich lunches or breakfast. You can do anything. You'll still benefit. So don't fall into that black or white thinking or all or nothing approach. No, you can be flexible. Flexitarian, sometimes they call them that. But yeah, for example, my diet now is keto for dinner or flexible dinner with a lot of fasting. And yeah, I love my fruit. I eat it almost every day. But then for dinner, it's almost always 100% keto. You can do that too. You can be flexible, and whether something is too much or too little, it will depend on a big picture, on the whole picture of your life and lifestyle and diet. So that being said, guys, don't forget to check out my blog about French eating, how to eat your croissant and still eat really, really healthy, staying lean, beautiful, and healthy. So check out my blog. The link is in the show notes. The French way of eating, how to enjoy your food the most and eat healthy, stay well, and stay obesity free or something like that. So check out that blog. Don't forget to share this episode with one other person who is trying to go keto but failing and really frustrated with that. Tell them they're allowed not to be 100% keto, and they can still get benefits from making some keto foods or keto meals. So share this episode with one other person. And also think about it yourself. You don't have to be 100% anything to benefit from it. You don't have to exercise for an hour a day. You don't have to go to the gym to benefit from being a little bit more active. Maybe adding 10 minutes of exercise into your days. Again, it's not all or nothing. You can be flexible. You're allowed to do so. And you'll probably benefit much more from being flexible. That's it for today, guys. Think about your goals, your aspirations, about flexible keto and fruit and everything and anything in between. And as usual, till next time, no matter what, eat better daily.